important.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator O'Sullivan. Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for attending tonight. My questions should be pretty quick, I think, in terms of going through them. I've got a number of them. Where are pre-poll votes kept during the pre-polling period, and where are they counted?
I might ask the National Elections Manager to step forward. Yeah, thanks.
Lynn White, First Assistant Commissioner. They are kept in a secure location within the polling booth. We have secure facilities that hold those while they're not counted until after 6 p.m. on election night.
Okay. What percentage of pre-poll centres have monitored back-to-base alarms and monitored surveillance cameras covering the location of the stored paper ballots?
I don't have that on me.
We'd have to take that on notice.
Do any?
Pardon?
Do any?
I couldn't answer right off here now.
There's a whole range of security measures that are put in place, including the involvement of scrutineers in every step of the process, signed documentation with numbered seals that can't be cut, and security guards where security guards are
Correct.
required,
Security
and a
guards.
range of other measures that provide total security for all of those ballots. We treat that very seriously.
So the Senate first preference votes are counted in the polling place, and then to get a rough count, and then transported to the Senate Scrutiny Centre to be recounted. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's correct.
Do you compare the polling place count with the machine count?
We do.
Thank you. The 2000, is that in how often, what sort of frequency, what sort of sampling?
The whole time. We manage those numbers all the way through to make sure that we've got the right. Are you talking about there's two parts to your question there. The first is that we always compare to the first count and we always see what we've done throughout the thing. I think what you're asking there is how much sampling you just said.
Correct.
Right. We do a portion of sampling throughout to make sure that it's consistent.
What sort of portion, roughly?
I don't have that on me. I have to take that on notice.
Okay, thank you. The 2016 Senate machine count was supplemented by a hand count. Did you compare the scanning accuracy with the manual count accuracy?
Okay, so
I might just start before Ms White answers. It wasn't supplemented, it's actually part of the process, Senator. So it's not a supplemented issue. What we've got is a manual count and a scanning process. The results of those are compared, and where there's no issues, then that vote is then included in the count. It's deliberately set up that way as a check mechanism. It's not supplemented by. It's actually part of the one.
It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The software you use in the Senate Scrutiny Centre is sourced from Scytl?
no, it is not.
No? Who's
No.
it sourced from?
It is a bespoke system that we use within the AEC.
Okay, thank you. I understand the AEC issued a contract to Scytl Australia to update the software between 2016 and 19. Is that correct? There's
No.
a tender here.
Yeah, there is. So in 2016, when we had the short lead time to put this new scanning solution in, we had a number of tenders go out to see who could replace or upgrade the systems to be able to do the new process. They did try and do that, but we ended up going with our internal process.
Okay. So the serious flaws found in the Scytl software in 2016 and in the 2019 New South Wales State Audit. So I note that the 2016 audit found that admin passwords were left in during the election period, admin logs were not kept, software change logs were not kept, and the Wi-Fi was not disabled on the computers holding the votes.
I think you're talking about the New South Wales.
Your New South Wales, that's
I actually don't
yeah.
want to besmirch our New South Wales colleagues, but I think you're talking about the New South Wales state election,
Yeah.
and
We've got questions about that, yeah.
I think that's what you're referring to there.
So can you assure the committee that none of these errors affected the 2019 election federally?
Tell you it did because we didn't use that software.
Yeah.
At all?
We've never used Scytl software for our election.
You've used your own bespoke system?
I have.
Okay. Dr Vanessa Teague, Associate Professor at the ANU College of Engineering and Computer Science and Australia's leading cryptologist, was able to hack into the New South Wales Scytl server and change the votes in real time before they were passed through to the AEC server. Can this be done to the system you propose to use in the next federal election?
Nothing is
just for the
passed
record, that's not the AEC server, that was the New South Wales
Wales again?
Electoral Commission again. and we have sufficient measures in place that we're satisfied with all the security measures that we have for the federal event and for the scanning of the Senate vote.
So Dr. Teague is Australia's leading cryptologist. Would she be welcome to come back and do further audits?
Frankly, Senator, no. We've complied with, we work with a range of partners, including the Australian Signals Directorate, the Australian Cybersecurity Centre. We've had our internal code audited, checked, and a range of other issues. And not being rude, I'm sure that Dr. Teague is a wonderful person, but we've had sufficient checks in place to assure ourselves that that system is running smoothly.
Okay. In Senate estimates on the 27th of February 2018, in response to concerns raised about the audit software, I think by Senator Farrell, Mr. Rogers, you made the following comment, quote, "To the extent that I can be confident that nothing untoward happened, I'm very confident that nothing untoward happened, and I am very confident of the processes we put in place." That doesn't sound like a resounding guarantee of the cyber integrity. Can you make an unequivocal guarantee of this as the sole assurance that the cyber integrity of the software?
What I can tell you, Senator, is that no one would sit in this chair and give an unequivocal guarantee about that issue. I would be cheapening the guarantee by giving it. What I've done very clearly is said, to the extent that we're aware and our partner agencies are aware and the security agencies that we work with, we are satisfied with all the measures we have put in place. But no one is going to give you an unequivocal guarantee on that because there are unknown factors at play. But I am very, very, very confident that we've got an incredibly robust system in place that's worked well and continues to work, and we continue to assess it. We continue to work with our partner agencies. We comply with all Commonwealth guidelines, cybersecurity guidelines, and I think it's a fantastically secure system. I can't give any stronger than that. If I said I give you an unequivocal guarantee, I don't think anyone would give an unequivocal guarantee about anything. There are factors that I'm not aware of. So
Well, you certainly lifted the burden from my mind with regard to Scytl. In 2016, it took 29 days to transport the completed ballots to the Senate Scrutiny Centre. You allowed apparently 18 days and it took 29. How long did it take in 2019 to get the ballots to the Senate Scrutiny Centre, and what is your projection for 2022?
So I'll have to take that on notice and probably ask you to expand a little bit on that, because we do a rolling transportation and logistics of all our papers every day as they're counted in our outposted centres. We continually roll them through to our scanning.
Audit them, send them on.
So it might take a total of 29 days to do all of those millions of ballot papers, but they didn't take 29 days to get there.
So they're taken from each pre-polling centre each day?
And each polling day into the outposted centre, and then they are rolled out and continually scanned through the whole process. If we waited till the 29th day, you wouldn't have a Senate result in time.
What sort of confidence do you have with regard to the integrity of the votes being preserved, the integrity being preserved during that transfer?
Very high. We've got a whole system in place. As I said before, we've got specially designed boxes. Those boxes are secured by numbered seals that are witnessed at both sides. They're counted in and out. They're reconciled when they arrive at the Senate Scanning Centre.
Scrutineers can also...
Scrutineers are also involved in the process. It's a good system, Senator.
So you've got serial numbers recorded as they leave a pre-polling place?
Yes.
That's
and
correct.
When they arrive at their destination. At the last Senate estimates, in response to a question from Senator Farrell again on the AEC budget, Mr Ryan made the statement that, quote, "We are cognisant of the complex cyber environment that we operate in. At the moment, we do a 24/7 manual look at security for cyber at election time." Could you please tell me what 24/7 manual look at security for cyber looks like? What does it mean?
Well, I can tell you that, as I mentioned before, Senator, we are compliant with all Commonwealth cybersecurity guidelines. We are always... Did it say Mr Rogers or Mr Ryan said this, by the way?
Mr Ryan.
Mr Ryan. What it means is that we are fully compliant with Commonwealth guidelines. We monitor our system 24 hours a day like every other Commonwealth government department does to make sure that it's safe and secure. And I think that's what Mr Ryan was probably indicating. It's not so much a manual process, that we do that in any case. And we're always monitoring our own system. We've got good arrangements in place. We work with other Commonwealth security agencies to make sure our systems are monitored. We're very satisfied with the level of security we have on our system.
Okay, thank you. I understand your software was approved by IBM in 2017 as having a likely error rate below 0.5%. Is that correct? And what was your error rate in 2019?
I might have to take that one on notice, I think, Senator.
Okay, thank you. 16.4 million ballots at 0.5% error rate indicates that up to 80,000 Senate votes nationally were recorded in error. Is that acceptable to the AEC?
I think I'd want to look at the statistics of that before I answered, Senator. I don't think we'll have that with you tonight, so
notice.
let me look at that.
Okay. Two more questions, Chair. What audit has been conducted on the software used in the Senate Scrutiny Centre, including comparison of the accuracy of the scanned file against the original paper record and the accuracy of the routine used to allocate preferences?
I'll take that on notice, Senator.
Thank you. In previous estimates, this is a different line of questioning. In previous estimates, the AEC has indicated that when a federal election follows a state election, there is an increase in informal votes as voters vote federally in the manner they voted in the state election. That's understandable. I note your testimony that the AEC spends extra time and money educating voters in those states. Can I ask if any consideration has been given to allowing the states to specify the voting technique for their own state and federal elections, which would remove this confusion for good? I'm not advocating it, I'm just asking about it. No consideration? Thank you very much. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Roberts. Your economy with your questioning is very much appreciated.